There are days when you wake up, and before you even open your eyes, the battle has already begun. Your body is still, but your thoughts are screaming. You look fine on the outside, but inside, you're at war. You smile when you have to. You nod in the right moments. You get through the day. But no one sees the weight you carry. No one hears the voice that won't shut up. The one that says you're behind. You've failed. You'll never make it. That voice isn't just annoying. It's dangerous. Because the greatest battle isn't out there. It's happening right now, inside your own mind. And you're not alone. Marcus Aurelius faced it too. He was emperor of Rome, and yet he wrote in private, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He knew what we forget, that your mind can be your greatest weapon or your greatest trap. So if you ever felt stuck, if you've ever laid in bed and thought, "Why am I like this? Why does it always feel like I'm falling behind?" This message is for you. It's not another dose of motivation. It's a reset, a confrontation, a reminder of what the Stoics taught, that peace doesn't come from comfort. It comes from control, from clarity, from courage in the face of chaos. Seneca once said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." And if you're hearing this right now, it means you're still in the fight, still breathing, still capable of rewriting the story you've been told about yourself. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're not too late. You're becoming. So today, you don't run from the storm. You step into it. Eyes wide open, heart on fire, mind clear like steel, because this one video is not just content, it's a challenge, a call to arms, a moment that could divide your life into before and after, if you're ready to take back your thoughts, to kill the lies inside your mind, and to build clarity like a blade. Then don't just listen. Decide. Let's begin. One emotional pain isn't proof. It's a message. That heaviness in your chest, the ache that never fully fades, the sharp pull in your gut when you remember something or someone, that's not weakness. That's not a flaw. That's not proof that you're broken. It's a message. Your pain is trying to speak to you. But most people never listen. They numb it. They silence it with scrolling, noise, distraction, fake smiles, busy schedules, anything to avoid hearing the truth rising from within. Seneca said, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." But pain, real pain, is not imagination. It's information. That heartbreak you thought you were over. The one that still tightens your breath when their name appears. That's your soul, slamming its fists against the walls you've built around it. Not to hurt you, but to wake you. We've been taught that emotional pain must be hidden, that it makes us weak, messy, dramatic. But the Stoics knew otherwise. They faced suffering not with avoidance, but with clarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke." In other words, the pain doesn't come from the event. It comes from the meaning you gave it, the story you told yourself afterward. And the beautiful truth is, You can rewrite that story. You are not hurt because you're weak. You're hurt because something inside you needs to change. Because you've outgrown the version of yourself that tolerated that pain, that carried it silently, that called it normal. Think about it. When your body aches, it signals injury. When your heart aches, it signals evolution. Epictetus said, "Difficulties show men what they are." And in your darkest moments, you discover not just what hurts, but what matters, what no longer fits, what must be faced or left behind. So instead of running from the pain, sit with it. Let it say what it needs to say. Let it guide you. Let it strip away the lies, the illusions, the false versions of yourself, because behind that pain is truth, and truth is the first step to freedom. You're not falling apart. You're shedding skin. You're not being punished. You're being refined. The Stoics didn't glorify pain, but they knew that on the other side of pain is power. So the next time you feel that sting in your chest, that pressure in your throat, that wave rising in silence, don't shove it down. Ask it, what are you here to teach me? What truth have I ignored for too long? Let the pain speak. Then rise above it. You are not the heartbreak, not the memory, not the scar. You are the force that survived it. And that makes you dangerous in the best way. Drop this in the comments if you know what it means to hurt and still rise. My pain didn't break me. It woke me up. Because sometimes pain is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your clarity. 2. Kill the inner narrator that keeps you small. There's a voice inside you. You didn't ask for it. You didn't choose it. But it speaks. Every day. And it doesn't shout. It whispers. It waits. It shows up in your quietest moments. Right before you take a risk. Right after you make a mistake. Right when you start to believe in yourself. It shows up and poisons the spark. You're not good enough. You'll fail again. They'll never take you seriously. It doesn't yell because it doesn't need to. It knows you've already listened before. It's rehearsed, polished, familiar. But here's the hard truth. That voice isn't you. It's not your soul. It's an echo, formed by years of fear, rejection, and repetition. It's the voice of every moment you were criticized, every time you were ignored, every dream you abandoned too soon. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. But what if your reactions are being shaped by a voice that never belonged to you, that inner narrator? It doesn't want you to grow. It wants control. It wants to keep you safe. But safety isn't strength. It's a cage. And every time you hold back from speaking up, every time you lower your gaze, every time you settle for less because of what if, that voice wins. But you weren't born with that voice. It was built, and anything built can be broken. Marcus Aurelius faced this too. He ruled an empire, but still wrote in his journal to silence the storm within. He wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." So, avoid thinking what you don't want to become. If your thoughts shape your soul, then that voice in your head is shaping who you are becoming. So how do you kill it? Not with anger, not with self-hate, but with clarity, with discipline, with action. When it says you can't, you whisper back, "Watch me." When it says, "You're not ready," you answer, "No one ever is." This isn't about fake confidence. This is about building a new voice, one forged in truth, not trauma, one that speaks not to your fear, but to your potential. Seneca said, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man." And I say this, he who fears his own thoughts will never live freely. So the next time that inner critic speaks, don't argue, don't negotiate, interrupt it. Take a deep breath, stand tall, and take one step forward, even when the voice says, "Don't," because every step you take in spite of it is a blow to the cage. Every risk you face, anyway, is a crack in the wall. And one day, that voice won't have power anymore, because you will have replaced it with your own, rooted in truth, sharpened by purpose, driven by vision. Drop this in the comments if you're done letting the old voice control you. I am not my inner critic. I am the author now. You don't have to live small just because a voice told you to. You were born to rise, not to whisper your worth, but to live it out loud. 3. Your mind is not a mirror. It's a weapon. Most people walk through life thinking their mind is just a mirror, that it reflects whatever happens outside, good or bad, exactly as it is. But that's not the truth, not even close. Your mind is not a mirror. It's a weapon, and if you don't know how to use it, it will turn against you. You see, life throws chaos at you, loss, failure, rejection, and without knowing, your mind picks up those moments, twists them, and then uses them as ammo against you. It doesn't reflect the world, it bends it. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Think about that. How many nights have you stayed awake? Not because of something real, but because of a thought, a memory, a scenario that never even happened. That's not imagination. That's mental warfare. And your own mind is holding the blade. But here's what the Stoics understood. The mind, just like the body, must be trained, disciplined, tested, because if it's left soft, passive, and emotional, it becomes a mirror that reflects only pain, only fear, only stories that were never meant to be yours. Marcus Aurelius said, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts." So ask yourself, what colors have you allowed in? If every morning you wake up with thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," "I'm too late," "I'll never change," then those thoughts aren't just words, they're bricks. And every day, your mind builds a prison from them, a prison where you are both the prisoner and the builder. But what happens when you stop letting your thoughts run wild? What happens when you stop reflecting and start commanding? That's the moment things begin to shift. Because the Stoic doesn't beg his mind for peace, he trains it for clarity. He doesn't ask, "Why am I like this?" He demands, "What must I do now?" Your mind is powerful. It can destroy you with subtle lies, or rebuild you with unshakable truth. But it won't choose for you. You must choose how to use it. Just like a blade, you can let it rust in fear, or you can sharpen it in silence, and draw it when life calls for strength. So from this day forward, no more passive reflection. No more believing every thought just because it showed up. From this day forward, you are the wielder, not the victim. This is not positivity. This is power. This is not comfort. This is control. And control begins in the battlefield behind your eyes. Drop this in the comments if you feel it in your chest. My mind is my weapon. I will train it, not fear it. And don't just say it, live it. 4. You're not behind. You're being forged. You've looked around and you've convinced yourself that everyone is ahead. Their lives look polished. Their paths look clear, while you feel stuck, left behind, out of sync with the world. But here's the truth. You're not behind. You're being forged. The process of becoming is not glamorous. It's not Instagram-worthy. It's silent, lonely, painful. It looks like waking up at 3 a.m., questioning your path, wrestling with your thoughts, fighting battles no one sees. You scroll and see their smiles, their achievements, their highlight reels, and then you look at your own life, the unfinished goals, the quiet apartment, the journal full of doubts, and you ask, what's wrong with me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because while the world is obsessed with speed, the Stoics were obsessed with depth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't waste time debating what a good man should be. Just be one." That means, don't compare your journey. Build it. Every setback is not a delay. It's a furnace. Every failure, not a sign of weakness, but a sign of shaping. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." That ache you feel, that pressure in your chest when nothing seems to move forward, that's not life rejecting you. It's life refining you. Think about steel. It's not forged in calm. It's shaped in heat, in pressure, in fire. So are you. While others take shortcuts, you're taking the hard road, the honest road, the quiet, painful, disciplined road, the one that no one claps for, until years later, when your results are undeniable. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly. So why are you rushing your greatness? You're not behind. You're underground. You're being built in silence. So you can rise with strength no one saw coming. And yes, it's hard. Yes, it's lonely. Yes, there are days where quitting feels easier. But you're not here for easy. You're here for transformation. That voice in your head that says, "It's too late." Lie. That window has closed. Lie. Because time doesn't define power. Effort does. Conviction does. And you're not too late. You're right on time for your fire. You are not a shadow of someone else's timeline. You are a force being prepared for your moment. Drop this in the comments if you're done comparing and ready to become. I'm not behind. I'm being forged. And remember, when it's your time, you won't rise quietly. You'll rise unshakable, indéniable, unstoppable. 5. Stop asking for peace in a battlefield you won't leave. You say you want peace. You pray for it. You journal about it. You meditate. light candles, repeat affirmations, but when the moment comes, you go right back into the battlefield. Same people, same habits, same cycle. And then you wonder why your mind feels like a war zone, why your soul never truly rests, why silence feels terrifying instead of sacred. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul." But most people have turned their soul into a nightclub of noise, a revolving door for chaos, a stage for other people's drama. You cannot beg for stillness while dancing with storms. You cannot crave clarity while scrolling through comparison. Look around you. How many of the things you allow into your life actually bring you peace? That friend who drains your energy with every call. That relationship that feels more like negotiation than love. That late-night scrolling session that leaves you hollow, not inspired. You're not just tired. You're addicted to your own destruction, and peace is not coming. Until you learn to walk away from the battlefield you've made a home in. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Why? Because choosing peace often means being misunderstood. It means saying no when others expect a yes. It means stepping back when the world demands you stay involved. But you cannot protect your sanity and please everyone at the same time. Some people will call your boundaries selfish. Let them. Some will say you've changed. Let them, because you have changed. You've stopped letting others rent space in your mind. Without paying rent in respect, you've stopped entertaining Ks just to feel wanted. The Stoics believed that true peace doesn't come from outside approval. It comes from alignment, from living in harmony with your nature, and sometimes that requires walking away, even from things you once prayed for. Seneca reminds us, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. But if your circle only adds noise, if your habits only deepen the war, then it's not peace you're seeking. It's comfort in dysfunction. And comfort is not clarity. It's camouflage. It hides what you know, deep down, that it's time to leave, to block the source of poison, to mute the voice of comparison, to detach, not out of coldness, but out of respect for your own mind. So if your mind feels like a battlefield, start by walking away from what feeds the fire. Peace isn't something you find, it's something you build, brick by brick, boundary by boundary. And yes, at first, it will feel lonely, but soon, that silence will become sacred. Stillness will feel like home, and solitude won't mean emptiness. It will mean power. Drop this in the comments if you've finally had enough. I refuse to seek peace in places that destroy it. Because from now on, you don't chase peace. You protect it. You guard it like your life depends on it. Because it does. You've made it this far, and that means something. It means you're not just curious. You're ready. Ready to stop being ruled by old voices. Ready to stop living as a shadow of your own potential. Ready to break the cycle of self-doubt, overthinking, and emotional chains that were never yours to carry, because clarity doesn't arrive by accident. It's claimed, fought for, earned, in silence, in discomfort, In the moment you choose to rise instead of repeat. Marcus Aurelius knew this. He faced war, plague, betrayal, and still, in the middle of it all, he wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That's the challenge. Not to think endlessly, not to wait for the perfect moment, but to begin, to act with intention, to command your thoughts, to shape your day. Instead of being shaped by it, you may still hear the old voices. They don't vanish overnight. But from now on, you won't follow them. You won't feed them. You won't let them decide who you are becoming. Because now, you're different. Now, you understand what Epictetus meant when he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And that freedom, it doesn't start outside. It starts right here, in your next thought, in your next breath, in your next decision. So, if this message stirred something in you, hold on to it. Don't let it fade. Use it. Revisit it. Return to it whenever the fog returns. And if someone you know is drowning in the same war you've fought, send this to them. Let them know they're not alone, that they don't have to be silent anymore. Drop this in the comments if you're choosing clarity over chaos. I am no longer a prisoner of my thoughts. I lead them now. And before you go, hit like, subscribe, join this movement. Because this isn't just another motivational video. This is armor for your mind. This is a shift. This is Stoic clarity. And you? You're just getting started.